Ali here, and in today's video we're taking a look at Stardust, a brand new module from Qu-Bit Electronix. Stardust is a tape-style stereo looper, and like all Qu-Bit modules, it's simultaneously very deep, yet super easy and intuitive to use. And today's video might be more of an exploration than a demonstration, as I've only had the module for a week or so, but I will give an overview on how it works and then dive into some patches. If that sounds good, then please stick around. Also, please subscribe if you've not already. And finally, if you do enjoy my videos and you'd like to help support my work, then I have a Patreon account where I upload extra videos as well as sample packs and preset packs. They're also available on my online store. I have a cassette for sale that you can grab on Bandcamp. And finally, there are some affiliate links down below as well. So yeah, let's dive into the video. Okay, so here is Stardust. I'm going to try and keep this overview brief as it is a pretty deep module. I would recommend checking out the video on the Qu-Bit YouTube channel as it goes over all the features in a really succinct way. But I have a loop on the OP1 here, and I'm going to record this into Stardust. And might as well put down an overdub. Yep. And now that we have a loop, we can start pitching it around. And adding effects. There's a very nice hiss and flutter effect. If you like that kind of lo-fi thing, which I do. But there are more effects if we hit the dice button. There's a lovely bit crush and a very nice reverb as well. One of my favourite things to do is use the reset input, so this will restart the sample every time it receives a gate. So I've got a clock coming from Pam's here, I'm going to patch it into the reset. And I'm going to enter clock mode by hitting shift and reverse. It's a great way for finding these little loops, and we can move through the sample with the start control. We can also use the size control. Which does go into the audio range. I'm going to modulate this. I have channel 1 and maths here going into the start position. And let's take a look at the skip and slice control. So this is going to add random pitch and slice variation. And something that I noticed which is quite unique is if I was to now record on top of this with all of this sort of modulation happening, it kind of records the modulation in a way. So let's find another sound. Yep, that'll do. Nice and obvious sound. That's so cool. Yeah, there's so much more to explore here. There's a volt per octave input, which can be great when you're in the audio range. And there's a bunch of different modes, including Frippertronics, which is inspired by Robert Fripp from King Crimson. I'm a big King Crimson fan. My favourite King Crimson album is Lizard. Definitely go and check that out if you haven't, it's really epic. But yeah, that's the brief overview. Oh, one last thing to finish off. Let's take a look at the inertia control, which means we can get tape stops. Let's dive into some patches. So I thought for this next section I would do a compilation of different loops, and I'll talk about the patches as and when something interesting happens. But I do have one to start with. I've got this very simple loop. It is being heavily distorted thanks to the internal effects, and I'm going to bring up the slice and the skip to maximum so we can really hear what they do. There is saturation on the input when you go past 12 o'clock, which is why these drums are sounding so crunchy and distorted. And I want to bring in some of the bit reduction as well. This loop, using the reset input again. I think that's one of my favourite features on this, and I'm also modulating the start position. But I've also got a square gate going into the volt per octave input, so it's moving the entire sample up and then down. That's the high one, and then the low one. It's all being clocked, so it's perfectly in time with the KO2. But let's have a listen to the original sample. And I think because I had the reset and the start position being modulated whilst I was recording the overdubs, it seems to apply that character to the overdubs, which is very, very cool. That's why there's things kind of almost randomly sort of bursting in. Now, can I remember which control is which here? I think this is modulating the start position. This one on the reset. Yeah. And then this one in the volt per octave. I do really like the bit reduction effect. So next I'm going to record some audio into Stardust and explore the volt per octave input. Currently I have the KO2 being clocked by palms, and Stardust is also being clocked, so we should get perfectly in time loops. And the first thing I'm going to do is patch a gate into the reset input. And I might pitch that down. And then I've got a sequence coming out of palms that I'm going to patch into the volt per octave input. Use the start position to scan through the audio and find different flavors of oscillator. That's really nice. Something that I kind of discovered by accident is that the inertia control is a really good glissando. Some of the reverb. Of course, we can adjust the size. And this can even go up into the audio rate. Meaning we can get these more sort of conventional style oscillator sounds. In this final jam, I have the size down quite low, which is making this rhythmic sort of pattern. And I have a sample and hold going into the start position, so we're getting kind of random modulation of the sample. And if I bring the start position back, it actually gets a lot busier. As there's more sample for it to sample, if that makes sense. I quite like this nice sparse amount here. And the bit crush is so nice on this one. Using some double reverb on the Stardust and some on the effects side as well. And Mojave's bringing the background ambience. Occasionally I was actually just stopping palms here, which is sort of clocking the start and the sample and hold. Quite like that. And then lastly, I'm using the Nova output, which generates CV from the module. It's triggering channel 4 of maths, which is modulating the filter. Nice to bring some dynamics. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed my initial explorations of Stardust. There's definitely a lot more to explore here, so I will be revisiting this one. This was just kind of like my first experimentations. If you have enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a comment. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all again soon.